Hi everyone, it's Min. Welcome to Plant Nation, and today I'm going to be repotting my banana tree. And the reason why I'm repotting my banana tree is that I think it has become root bound. You might be able to see the roots are actually coming out of the bottom here. So this plant here definitely needs a repotting. Now banana trees, they like to have good rich soil that drains very well and is moist. So first of all, there's some decorative stone at the top. So I'm going to remove these stone first. Oh, and I forgot to mention, before repotting a plant, I tend to water it in the morning first. The reason why I do that is so that the plant can actually absorb some water and it doesn't get too stressed out when I repot it. All these roots that have come out. Oops, there goes some more rocks. Now I'm going to try and lift this plant up and then just tip it over and see if it comes out of its pot. Oh. Okay, that was relatively easy, just a bit dirty. Okay, so you can see it is quite root bound. You can see all these roots here going around. Also at the bottom here, you can see some roots were coming out of the drainage hole. And the problem with this is that if the roots are blocking up the drainage hole, when you water it, the water will actually stay in the pot and not drain out properly. And with any plants, it can become very soggy and then cause root rot. Now I'm just going to pop my banana tree to the side for a moment. I prefer to use charcoal. The reason for why I use charcoal is that it actually helps to prevent things like bacterial or fungal infections or disease to the banana trees or any sort of plants. The charcoal, it makes the water more fresh and less odor comes out of the plants if these things start to occur. So what I tend to do is I'm just going to get my charcoal and pop a layer of charcoal at the bottom. Hopefully this is not too messy. So if you can see at the bottom, there's going to be a layer of charcoal. So what I'm going to do next is put some soil in the pot. So this soil mixture, what I have is 70% premium soil. I also put 30% peat moss. The reason why I use peat moss in the actual mixture is that peat moss gives good drainage and aeration to the soil, so it means that the soil is more fluffy, so the drainage is better, so less likely if you happen to overwater the plant, it doesn't actually sit in the soil, it drains out well. The other part is banana trees. Banana trees, they love the soil to be slightly acidic. So with the acidity, I prefer to put the peat moss because peat moss adds some acidity or makes the soil a little bit acid. The other part is I tend to use Also, in the soil plant starter, it helps the plants to produce new roots and also healthier roots. So let's start. So I'm just going to add some plant starter. Okay, so I'm just going to get my banana tree. Now you can see it is quite root bound. People may leave a plant like this and put it straight in the soil and the roots should eventually grow out. Or sometimes what can happen if the plant is so root bound, the roots tend to just keep on coiling around itself. So if the roots keep on going around itself, it's going to suffocate. So what I tend to do, especially this bottom bit, I tend to gently pull it down a little bit. And the top part of the soil, I tend to get rid of it. Honestly, this plant, there's so many roots in the middle of the plant. I don't think I could break the roots without really damaging it. Sorry, my hands are so wet and dirty. So on the side, so the roots on this plant will eventually come outwards. So I'm just going to pop the whole thing in. I'm just going to pop it in. I'm just going to now backfill the actual soil. Or basically it means just to fill in the gaps in the pot. I'm just going to try and center this banana plant as well. So I keep this banana tree actually indoors. So banana trees, they do like very good light, especially indirect light or even full sun. So I keep this banana tree on my southern facing window. It's probably about very close to the window actually, probably only about half a meter away, and it seems to love it. So I received this banana tree about 2 years ago from my dad, and it was basically half its size. What I also like to do is when I'm repotting plants is that I tend to, usually I have a chopstick, but I got a knife today. What I'm going to do is make sure that the soil actually goes in the side and also that there's no air pockets. And you don't want air pockets there basically so that the water doesn't sit in that area. And also if roots start to grow in that area, it can become quite dry. Just a little bit more. I'm actually going to add a little bit more of this plant starter. And what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to tuck it down. Probably a better idea if I just mix it in with the actual soil from the start. But that's okay. I'm just going to tuck it down on the side. I'm just going to lightly tap the pot. This way I can ensure more of the soil goes down, and also the other part is that just to ensure that there's no air pockets. Okay. So it's looking good. You can, with the top, basically what I like to do is put some rocks on the top. The reason for that is that it reduces the chances of gnats in the soil. This is the decorative pot I took from the start. I basically repotted my banana tree. Now with repotting, I always like to water the plant after I've repotted it. Now this plant doesn't actually need a lot of water. The reason for that is, like I said at the start, I actually watered it in the morning. It doesn't become as shocked when I'm repotting it. But I'm going to add some more water just to moisten the soil, the new soil that I popped in the pot. So I've got my trusty water can here. So I like to water the plants until all the water is actually draining through the drainage holes. Okay, can you see some of the water is coming out at the bottom of the pot? It means that the soil is actually well soaked. And the water's not coming out the bottom. The actual water is not actually completely soaking all the soil, which means that there are some roots that won't be receiving water, and that can make it very hard for the plants to actually receive enough nutrients. And also the roots can actually dry out as well. So I know the water is, well, the plant, my banana tree has been well watered. Okay, so now I've repotted my banana tree. I just need to find a decorative pot, and then I can pop the whole plant in it. Otherwise, my banana tree is going back to the south-facing window, and hopefully it will produce more beautiful leaves like this one here. This is actually a very new leaf. It only grew about a week ago. It was huge. It was actually huge. Actually, this one might be even bigger. But I love banana trees. I mean, the foliage is so beautiful. Well, thanks for watching my plant channel, and hope you enjoyed and learnt something with repotting banana trees. Thanks.